get going for tomorrow. All right, so cool. We're ready to go. I should now have the chat box back up for Facebook and the Twitter. So, guys, gotta love it, huh? Another day, another dollar, another crazy day in the stock market. As you guys can see here, continuing with the patterns. Well, you can see it kind of broke the trend line a little bit the other day on this candle, right? Kind of right in here. So it kind of broke it on the, just to kind of show you guys, it kind of broke it right over in here, failed right back down, bounced off the 20 EMA. So now you can kind of go out like that. And then you can do kind of like this. So you still kind of have that rising wedge-ish pattern. So you can see support may be holding. You can see a 920 crossover. We'll see. Remember I was telling you guys, watch if the gap filled down. It actually did fill down. And now we'll see if it could go back and fill the gap upwards and then get above that 50 SMA. So as you guys can see, so we're holding some support at the moment on the daily. On the hourly, you guys can see it's riding and it hit the 200 the 200 SMA right on the hourly, came back down. Now it's retesting the 9 EMA. So we may have, again, kind of draw your trend lines. You know, we may be kind of pushing up, guys. We'll have to watch and see if support will hold and continue upwards. So we are bullish on the hourly, potentially bullish on the daily. Let's see where that puts us on the weekly. Right off the 9 EMA and the weekly, caught between the 9 and the 20. So that's a little shaky, right? So we want to see this continue up. Still got a lot of overhead resistance on the 9 or the 20 EMA and the 50 SMA. And on the monthly, where's that put us? Right below the 20 and the 9 on the monthly. What's interesting, guys, you know, we'll see how we finish the month, but, you know, setting up a potential similar pattern to 2018 of a piercing pattern, potentially. Watch and see, guys. Piercing pattern. We'll see if this moves up on the monthly. If so, you might not be able to stump the Trump, right? For those Trump haters and the people that want this market to tank, you got to be very careful, guys, right? Very interesting. Got to keep an eye on it. We'll have to watch the patterns and see. Prices got to get back above that 9 on a monthly and continue up. I keep saying, guys, I don't know what this market's going to do. I'm watching, right? This could V-bottom and go up, or, right, the other thing that could happen, guys, we could go down and it could fail in here, fall back down, and if it fails down, you can look for this previous low down over here. If that holds, maybe it'll double bottom up, right? So maybe it won't V-bottom, maybe it'll double bottom up. You got to watch and see. We're at a very important level here, guys, for the bulls. You know, there's some potential encouragement, you know, again, so there's, you know, potentially the Fed buying stocks, pushing things back up. They may keep buying the securities and prop the stock market back up. The bears could say, again, why is the country still shut down? Trump is saying, well, we're potentially going to open it back up, right? It could go either way at the moment. You're really at this consolidation period right now. You could sneeze and the market could go either direction. By the way, guys, for those watching on social media, do you guys like my new sweatshirt? Can you guys see this? I'm still debating. I love the look of it, but I'm still, the vendor we use, I don't know if I'm going to sell these out to the public yet because it's got the plastic writing, but you can see I have my short, and if you guys notice, short Rona. I designed this. So I got my short Rona champion hoodie. Oh, what's up? And this hoodie's sick, huh? The problem is, though, it's got this, what I don't like is, because we're not in the clothing design business, I love good clothing. The problem is I don't have time to go and get this great, amazing vendor. So I use a store that's really good, but the problem is you have to have like minimum count. Like we don't store this crap and stuff here, so it's literally you just order one and then like it's shipped to you. But the problem is when you order it, it's got like just regular what do they call the printing? It's not digital printing. It's the other printing. And when they print it, it's like almost plasticky on it, and I hate that. I like it where the lettering's kind of like ingrained into the material, so it's kind of like rougher. So this is where, if I'm kind of torn on it, for the pricing of these, I don't want to sell it to you guys and then have you get something cheap and like not like it. So that's where I'm torn. I love the look of it. I just hate I just want it kind of ingrained in. So I'm not happy with it. The hats should be sick. I ordered some hats. Those should be coming in probably in a couple weeks. So I love it. I love the idea of it. But I don't know. I just can't rightfully sell it out to the public, and they're expensive. The quality's awesome of the sweatshirt, but it's just the print on it. It's all plasticky, and it drives me crazy. So all that to be said, market, got to watch and see, guys. It's bullish on the hourly, potentially if it can hold and continue up. And you can see kind of support. Buyers coming in, holding support. If it can get above that 200 SMA, it may continue up. Got to watch and see. Possible, kind of a megaphone pattern-ish right here. So we'll see if it can break out and continue upwards. So let's take a look at a couple from the watch list today. I only did a day trade watch list going in today because the swing trades weren't that great. Let's see. You need it. Screen printing. Yeah, the problem is I need a good vendor. If you guys know, like, guys, I don't want to, we don't want to carry any merchandise or stock or anything like that. We want you to be able to get it. So actually there is a vendor that we use for our store that does decent quality, but then they don't have, like, this is the Champion hoodie, and the Champion hoodies are much better quality. So the quality is not as good. So we want a vendor that does it all together, and you can order one and then you get the regular screen printing. I don't know. Yeah, I need screen printing. Yeah, embroidered. The problem is if you do this thing embroidered, it'll cost you probably $100 because it cost the hoodie's like probably $50 itself, and then if you put like a big embroider on this, that's probably going to be another $50 with the vendor we use. So now you're gonna have $100 hoodie. Nobody's gonna spend $100. I don't even care about making money on the hoodies, guys. I just like it. So you guys, I think it's pretty sick, and I think people just want to wear it. I don't care about making money. I actually reached out to Barstool Sports. They actually do, I think, partnerships with people, but they haven't responded back to me. I'd love to use their, like, if they did. I don't even care about making money on the hoodies. I just like them to make them. But we'll see. Who the heck knows? All right. So what do we got here? So a couple from the watch list I had on. I had PE, not physical education. Parsley Energy. We had on the watch list for at or above 703. And you'll see that was because I didn't do a watch list video yesterday, but I was looking at this one right here. You can see support held. And there was kind of this rising channel right here. And I was looking that support held, and you can see right here, price was holding above the 20 EMA. And that's why I had at or above 703, which is right over here. And you can see this gapped up today, and it went up to 780. So if we drill down here, you can see pre-market. So to trade this one, guys, if you were looking for a 5-minute setup, let me just I'm trying something new with my mouse. So if you're looking at a 1 minute, the thing you got to be careful on our watch list, you need some volume to come in. So if you weren't quick on this thing, it did. What the hell? There we go. it moved up really quickly and you didn't really have a pullback. It ripped. So this is where you can see, like, if you were looking to short something like this as it moved up, you know, as price kind of fell below this candlestick, you could have took a short here, use a candlestick close above as your stop, and then you can see a bear flag all the way down. But then, you know, you can start looking as it starts forming a low down right over in here. You can kind of watch as it goes up, trades sideways, consolidates, as it has a high of day up here around 778. If you're looking to go long on it, this is where you can start to watch that 920 crossover. And as price starts to come up, you can see the crossover. If you didn't get an entry there, right over here would have been a really decent entry right here. Off that kind of flag, right, that we've been talking about. As it's breaking out, as price breaks above, right on this, that's 747, right below that $half amount. You could have got an entry here, and then you could ride until you get a candlestick close below the 9 EMA and stop out, right? And take your profits, right? So 747, you could have been out over here. 760, it's a 13-cent move. Not bad, just kind of riding it up right on the day. You can see, again, it didn't break highs, right? So you would get an entry here, just kind of riding it up and see what is price going to do. Is it going to move up to high a day? Well, if you got an entry here on a 1 minute, you would have been out right over in here. So that's a 13-cent move. Let's see what it did the rest of the day. Kind of then formed a new, we'll just remove this drawing here. Then kind of formed a new kind of down channel in here. Kind of, you can see, guys, those green dots, VWAP held. Then you had another crossover, and you can put another high right up over in here. And so as we continue down over here, you could watch for another 920 crossover. It kind of got a little bit shaky in here. If you didn't get in above this 50 SMA, it got a little bit choppier. I probably wouldn't have traded that one. You can see it didn't go and didn't break previous high. And then, you know, some decent bear flag plays on the way down. As you guys know, I like clean bull flags or bear flags. I don't play around with like kind of the choppiness way out here. I like things closer. So that was a decent bullish move. And then actually then it actually kind of, there you go. Let me just reset. So you can see those two highs. And then if you're looking at a 5 minute, this is where you can zoom in, kind of traded sideways, got a little choppier. And then if you came in right towards the end of the day, like even, where is this here? 255 into the close. It gets a little choppier, but you can see, you know, this one, my screen keeps messing me all the hell up. What the hell's going on, man? Did you guys see that? The screen just, what the hell just happened? You guys see how my screen just moving like crazy? That was weird. Yeah, so it just kind of traded sideways. I wouldn't have taken it into the close. You know, I liked that one move I showed you guys on the 1 minute chart. But again, you can see as it kind of starts riding that trend up towards the end of the day, like if you got an entry and you kind of just ride that 9 on a 5 minute as well, kind of just rides it into the close. And you can see, you know, if you got in, you know, kind of built a flat top kind of right in this area here. So 755, if you got a second entry and you rode that 9, 755 up to 770, you know. So if you did a 5 minute chart, wanted to slow it down, you had a nice kind of flag there. And then I would have obviously probably not held into the close. It was a little bit crazy of a close today, but if you did, you know, I would probably just take an entry and exit over there. But guys, as you can see on our watch list, these are ones that are, you know, the pattern's got to play out for a little bit, but once they do, they kind of go under the radar. And then a lot of times they'll give you a decent setup. And this is, like I said, on those 5 minute setups, you can see a couple of them, not too bad, not the greatest. PDCE may have been a little bit better. So you can see PDCE was one that we had on the watch list at or above $9. And as you can see, PDCE, this thing gapped up to $10 pre-market, and you can see it just kind of went up and just kind of just tricked around a little bit over in here. You can see high a day was up over at 988, came down, it bounced off the 20. If you waited on for a 5-minute setup on this one, you could see right here, kind of just draw your trend line down right over in here. You can see kind of starting to look in here, you know, connect the lows. You might start looking with it in here. So if you waited on a 5-minute, you would have probably checked right in before a VWAP, maybe across above VWAP. And then this 5-minute candle would have shook you out. So if you got in the break above VWAP 956 and you were out at, you know, 970, that's a 14-cent move, right? If you're day trading it, or if you go on a 1-minute setup over in here. Let's see how that was. And man, the 1-minute was very choppy. That's the other key too, guys. I don't know what the volume was at this time. You want at least 500,000 or more of volume. So that's the other thing you got to be very careful of. This one ended up with 1.5 million volume. You can see the candles were just very choppy in here. If there was some volume, I don't know what this equivalated to. You know, if there was 500,000 at least or more, then maybe you would have looked off this hammer in here. But this one's just kind of a little bit choppier. But, you know, 962 to 68, 6-cent move, nothing, And then kind of like, this is where you got to wait many times and let the pattern shake out for the rest of the day, right? So this is worth our watch list. They're kind of sleepers. They kind of like, you'll see many a times, we'll have 5 on the list. 1 or 2 will be really good. But a lot of times you got to let the patterns form throughout the day. And then you might have to look if, you know, they might rip right at open and kind of just shake out. And then you might have to come back in, you know, later during the day. And that's when you'll see like this right here. So it kind of goes up and kind of goes down, kind of does an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern. And then you start looking over here, you can see kind of a flat top formation forming. So this is where you can kind of come right back in, right around, where is this? You know, after 230, you start to see it forming. This is kind of doing a flat top. You kind of zoom in, you draw your angular support. You could say, okay, I might zoom in and look at this and say, okay, this is kind of doing an inverse head and shoulders, kind of a flat top. You can see some resistance levels throughout the day in here. And as you know, if you got at the break above that 960, if you rode the 9 on the 5-minute, you know, 960, you're out at 977. That's 17 cents. However, you know, that doji candle, you look at that and that's like, you better take your profits out there, especially end of the day. So if you got in at the break of that flat top, 960, and you're out at 990, that's a nice 90-cent move, guys. So that's why with our watches, guys, just kind of, you know, just keep these up on the side, put them in a watch list. Like I said, typically what happens, we'll put 5 on a watch list. 1 will be really good. Another one will be decent. Then the other 2 or 3 are duds. And then out of those other 2 or 3 days later, 1 or 2 might pop off. Because then they, you know, they might be pulling back on a daily chart, get a setup, and then they launch, you know. So these are really good, usually typically for just kind of like the grinders throughout the day. So that's why you have ours up like this. You kind of take a look at them, look at trade ideas, see the ones that are really moving. And you'll see a lot of ours will just kind of do this. They'll gap up, or they'll do something at the bell, and then just let the pattern shake out. And then, again, many people aren't watching these guys. They're not watching these because they're looking at trade ideas. But $1.5 million, not so bad a volume. If you're trading a couple thousand, few thousand shares, and you come back in and at the end of the day, you have $1 million plus of volume, and you're trying to get a couple thousand, few thousand shares, and you're scalping 30 cents. You know, if you had 1,000 shares at 30 cents, that's a $300 move. Just let it grind up and scalp and get out, right? Not trying to hit home runs. I'm sure most people that are listening to this are not millionaires. You know, you guys probably have smaller accounts. So these are one of those things you can let the patterns play out and then kind of get that move towards the end of the day. But again, it's all about patterns. You can see this didn't do much of anything for a bit. you may have had a little shot right here for a scalp up, let it kind of move, and then let the patterns form. And then just be very careful, guys, going into closes, especially with everything going on. You know, you can see the market went absolutely crazy today at the end of the day. Right at that 5 minutes, right? This 5 minute at the end of the day. This is nuts, you know. You got to be very careful, with, especially with everything that's going on, you know. So, and this affects stocks, right? What happens with the market affects stocks. Very important. Let me look at your questions, and then I'll build a watch list for tomorrow. What platform is this? This is Thinkorswim. What's going down, buddy? The stock market? Yeah, Jake, I don't know. Yours has been, it's my platform. It's actually not, it's actually my computer screen. My freaking computer screen always, I keep telling you guys, I bitch about it every day. It just like randomly moves up and down a lot. I don't know if it's video card or what. Problem is, we're all sheltered in place. I can't have my trusty IT guy, Dan, come over and fix my computer because I don't want him giving me corona, and I don't want to give him corona, because what if I go out and I get corona? I give it to Dan because he's fixing my computer graphics card. I give him corona, and then he goes home and he gives him and his, kids corona. Then I'd feel bad, right? That's the dilemma nowadays. All right, so let's take a look and see. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at what Apple did. I know Apple was on there a couple days ago. Yeah, I said, when did I have Apple on there? I said, watch if Apple will gap down, fill the gap down, and then pop back up. Well, as we can see, Apple did fill the gap down. It did pop back up. So now we want to see if this will take off. Right here. So now you got to watch and see if this is kind of a flag. We'll have to watch and see. It's right at the 50 SMA on the daily. Let's take a look at the hourly. It's just basically holding that 50 SMA. So this may be putting a flag up there, getting ready to go. I actually might. I know I had that on going into Monday. I'll have to wait and see. I don't know if I'll re-put it back on or just keep it. It was going into this week, so I might just leave it alone right now. Oh, it's already Wednesday. Shit, I forgot. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I'm not going to re-put it, but keep an eye on Apple if you're watching. Twitter, this is what I was saying, guys, with our watch list. Many times they take a couple days or a few days, and then they start to move, right? So you'll see Twitter, that one I had on, I don't know when that was either last week or coming into this week. And you can see I haven't looked at it since then. I was saying watch for it, I think, to break out of that falling wedge. And it kind of went back down, and now it's starting to break down, right? So just because we put it on the watch list doesn't mean it's going to go off tomorrow. Sometimes you'll get a false breakout and then it kind of moves down, but you got to let the patterns play out on them. So, Twitter, this one's a little bit overextended at the moment. This one may have a move up to that 50 SMA. Let's look at the hourly. And it's getting up to near to angular resistance, so it's a little bit overextended at the moment. We'll look at Facebook. Facebook is now, see guys, all these rising wedge patterns are rising channels, right? This one's a little bit overextended. I like to try to catch it before the breakouts. Looks like the tech stocks might be moving up. Intel, another one. And it's still got that kind of head and shoulders. All of them. See it, right? Remember, guys, I tell you guys, these stocks run with the market. All right, you guys notice a pattern? They're all in these rising wedge patterns. Now, this is where you got to be careful, guys. This is either all, the stock market's either going to break out or it's going to break down. You got to be careful. These could be bear flags, right? And trapping the bulls, and all these things tank and everybody's crying in the near future. Or somebody's going to be crying probably in the near future. It's either going to be the bulls or the bears. It's either going to be the bulls trapped, or Trump saying F you to the bears and propping us out of here and trapping them all, and they're all going to be pissed off. So we'll have to watch and see which one happens. All right, square. It's a little bit closer. I'm trying to get you smaller entries on stuff, where this one may be a little... It's a little bit further away, but I like a little bit of a smaller candlestick. It's still, they're all doing the same pattern. So let's take a look at the hourly. May put on square. It's a little bit closer to on the hourly. I'd like to see it back a little bit further, but it's got a little bit more room. It's not as overextended, so I'm probably going to put square on. NVIDIA, another tech stock. Again, all these patterns still looking very similar. But if the market tanks, guys, right? So if the market continues up, chances are these will all break out with it. If the market, or if, I think I said if the market goes up, this will go up. Usually these will go with it. If the market starts failing, then these will all start to fail, probably right outside of the falling wedge. I might actually put AMD on because it's a cheaper one. And as you can see, well, see, AMD's a little more overextended than NVIDIA. It's a little bit higher up. Let's see if, yeah, I like NVIDIA a little bit closer off that 9 EMA. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, see, I like it a little bit closer right here for you guys. See, it's riding a little bit closer. I like that a little bit better. So I'll probably put NVIDIA on. See this, guys? No coincidence, right? You guys notice all these patterns are the same? You guys see? All these have rising wedge patterns. Typically with rising wedges, they go up and then they fail. So typically these should all fail, you know, or should start to all fail because the market should, you know, in a rising wedge, typically it fails. But remember, oh, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is something I wanted to also tell you guys. So, right. Remember I was telling you guys, hey, Joe Rogan just joined our mailing list. I wonder if that's the real Joe Rogan. That'd be kind of cool. What's up, Joe? Okay. So you remember I've been telling you guys sometimes I talk indirectly about things, right? So if you've been following along for the past several months, there's a lot of things I say and there's a lot of things I really can't say. So then I tell you to read between the lines, right? So one thing I can say that I've been telling you guys directly that I don't have to talk between the lines of is Yahoo put out an article, I think a couple weeks or a few weeks ago, that Trump is now in control of the Fed due to the Treasury, or he's controlling the Treasury. Again, I'm not really an expert in that stuff, but basically when I've been reading and stuff, that the Fed will, and Trump, they're going to keep buying stocks and securities and all of that stuff. So there's something to be aware of is that they may just prop the market up. It makes common sense to think that during an election, if Trump's in control of the Fed, he's been talking about quantitative easing now since December. So it's actually not too surprising that, they're using quantitative easing. So will he use it to the election to prop the markets up? To me, whether you like it or not, that actually makes common sense. whether that happens and who the heck knows for the next several months, it would not be out of the, I mean, they're not hiding it. They're saying they're doing it. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if the stock market goes back up and he brings it back to all-time highs again before the election. And then who the heck knows? Gloves might be all off. Maybe it'll dump after or whatever. I don't know. I'm watching the charts. But just remember, if he's in control of the Fed, if they're using QE, Trump's been talking about quantitative easing for months now, and he may go to do that, right? Again, kind of weird, right? Like I was telling you guys, why I was telling you guys back in December, why is Trump talking about quantitative easing right after Christmas or right before Christmas time when the stock market was all-time highs? I was down visiting my mom in Florida. I was freaking out, telling people, I was like, oh my God, why is he? Stock market's at all-time highs. Stock market's great. And Trump put out a tweet saying we should be at negative interest rates, use quantitative easing. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? He knows, Trump's not stupid. He knows quantitative easing's terrible. But quantitative easing's been used since 2008, since Obama. So if you don't like Trump using it, you should have hated Obama using it for 8 years, right? Flash forward, Trump's in office. Now he's talking about quantitative easing when the market was at all-time highs. Did he know several months later when the market was going to tank that he would need quantitative easing? Because lo and behold, coincidentally, the stock market goes from all-time highs when he's talking about quantitative easing to completely tanking, 30%, and now he's using quantitative easing. You guys watching? You follow me? You guys feeling me? Put this together, right? So that's number one. Number two, this is where I say read between the lines and do your own research. This is stuff I really can't say, and do your own research. I didn't post this today. StockTwits has an article here from, what is this? Lisa, whoever, and it's from Bloomberg. It was a Bloomberg article right here. I'm sure Bloomberg is no fan of Trump, right? Bloomberg is Michael Bloomberg. And it says Bank of America raised its 18-month gold price target to $3,000 an ounce, more than 50% above the existing price record, in a report titled "The Fed Can't Print Gold." Now what? This is not conspiratorial. There's an article. Now is it a trap, right? Because JP Morgan, son of a bitch. Here's my rant. Someone asked if I was going to have a rant today. Yes, I'm going to go on a rant. What is this bullshit article now? Right? This is a bullshit article because what did I tell you? Guys, if you were paying attention to me in December, I called out JP Morgan's bullshit. Because JP Morgan in December said, buy gold. Or no, rephrase that. At the end of November, JP Morgan, I called him JP Diamond. It's Jamie Dimon. I get on my rants and I start losing it. Follow me, guys. Go to my this video right here. These assholes. Fucking banks. Again, they're bullshit, guys. It's a bunch of bullshit nonsense again. The banks. Here we go. Here's a video. Assholes. JP Morgan. These guys, I'm saying assholes because they're going to just screw you guys all again. They're fucking with people again. Every day. Guys, sorry for my language, but I mean, this is just bullshit. Absolute horseshit. This is a video I made back right here. I'm going to call him out again. What's right up here? Hey, it's Ross. What's up, Ross? December 14th, I made a video because here was the articles right here. It said November 27th of 2019. What does JP Morgan say to do? A top JP Morgan banker says CEOs tell him they are worried about 2020 despite stocks at record highs. No shit. You should have been worried about it, right? Did you guys know about something go back here? Like, what's going on? So, okay, right? That's their article on November 27th. Flash forward to December 11th, which is 2 weeks later, and what does Bloomberg say? Bloomberg says JP Morgan, top 20 stocks say, or top 20, what the hell, all these pop-ups. Jeez. JP Morgan says, short gold, buy raft of stocks. 2 weeks later, December 14th. So what does Lucian do? This guy says, what is up with JP Morgan's bullshit? So let me make a video calling out JP Morgan saying, what's up, JP Morgan? And that's when I called them out with the charts. Hey, let's play Ross.
All right, so for today's episode, I want to do something special for you guys.
Hey, Ross.
I want to time travel as much as possible.
I like his beard. He's got a great beard.
Hey friends, wanted to make this video.
So look at this, guys. All the charts. And what did I show you guys in this video? I showed you about all this stuff and foreshadowed it. I put a lot of stuff in there to read between the lines. I told you things you could do up in here, and I give you all that good stuff. I tell you the stuff in there. I make laughs, jokes, and funny stuff. Because behind, right, like comedians, I'm not saying I'm a comedian, but comedians many a times, they mask the pain or they tell you the truth behind jokes, right? If they tell you the truth behind jokes, a lot of people will see the truth behind it. Sometimes you got to mask it behind jokes. I do a lot of joking. And in my joking, many of times, I tell you a lot of truth and things to look at. So I called out JP Morgan's bullshit and I said, JP Morgan, right here, I said, JP Morgan, why the hell would you tell me to buy stocks in 2020 when this was probably Apple? Was this Apple or the SPY? I don't know which one this was. This is probably Apple. What was that, Apple? I think that was Apple up here. I said, JP Morgan, why the hell? Yeah, right here, Apple. Why the hell would you tell me to buy Apple up here? Now, granted, what happened actually, Apple did go up and went another 30 bucks or so more. So after this video, it went up a little bit more until the new year. But JP Morgan is basically telling you, why the hell would I buy stocks way up here? Unless they foreshadowed the stock market tanking, then you'd want to buy stocks. But now we have a problem because they also said to short gold in 2020. And what the hell has gold done in 2020? Well, let's go to gold futures. Let's go to 2020. Wait a second. Why is gold's at 1,700? And when you told me to, JP Morgan, when you told me to short gold, that was back over here, right in here. So they told me in 2020, I'm going to short gold. Now, granted, again, a lot of stuff's happening, but back over here, 1477. Okay, in fairness, going in, it did drop, but now it's all the way up to, 1,700. And this thing is this thing may take off. Right? Potentially. And then you could say, well, what's going on? But today's tweet. So now you have a rising wedge. You have support on a daily with today's freaking tweet with this bullshit from Bank of America, or from, Bank of America, that gold to reach $3,000. Do you guys see the bullshit? All of the bullshit. They're nonstop bullshit. Over and over and over again. So the reason why I get frustrated is because the people new people that don't know what the hell's going on, and that's why you're coming to learn from us, and we're trying to help you guys. You're getting effed by all the banks and your financial advisors and shit because they don't tell you what's going on. You get screwed, right? And we're sitting here trying to help you, and literally they're putting out articles every day to F with your brain and your mind, right? If gold goes to 3,000, this might take off. So you could say, what the hell is going on? Because, guys, I tell you guys, do your own research. I've been telling you guys now for well over 6 months. I laugh, I joke around, I tell you funny little jokes. I said, do your own research. I said, number one, what is Trump's motive? What is he up to? Who's in control of the Fed? Who is the Fed? Gold. Is Trump looking to do something to the financial system someday? If he is, I heard rumors that Trump likes gold. I don't know if that's true. I'm not Trump. I'm not the president. But if he likes gold, he's in control of the Fed right now. The world's a mess, and he prints us out of it. Is he going to do something with gold? I don't know. I mean, look at the article today. This article's telling you they're raising the target to $3,000. What the hell? Gold might freak out. Does that mean the stock market's going to tank and gold's going to rip? Or does the stock market rip and gold goes with it? That could be another thing, because you could say, well, that shouldn't happen. If the stock market rips, why would gold rip? Because maybe, I don't know, maybe Trump prints us out of it, leaves the bill with the people in control of the Fed, flips shit over to gold someday. double dips and whatever. Think. That's it. I'm going off my rant because I'm playing. You guys feeling me? Guys, is anybody listening? You guys out there? I know that was a rant. Are you guys listening to me? Because I'm telling you guys, by the end of this year, by the election time, these videos are going to make a hell of a lot of sense. Something is going to happen. Big. Bigly. Right? Hold on. Oh, dang it. I just lost what I was looking for. Hold on. All right. We haven't had any visitors on our stream in a while. This guy. Hello, Donald. Hello, Lucian. The big bounce is coming. Thank you, Mr. President. He smells very plasticky. So, Donald, what's going on, Donald? Do you like, or President Trump, do you like gold? I like gold. It's a very hard asset. What do you think about, I don't know. My brain's not working too well. Let's go to, because my brain might be like this guy right here. Hey, Joe, how are you doing today, buddy? I'm very well. Thank you very much. Joe, what do you think gold is going to do in 2020? I think it's going to be really good. I have a nice gold bracelet that I wear. I like gold. Yeah, Joe, what do you think about like the banks telling you to buy gold one day, short it the next? I like the banks. The banks are they're very good people. Excellent. Thank you, Joe. Joe, are you running for senator or are you running for president? Which one? I think I'm running for president. Excellent. There we go. Joe's running for president. All right, guys. So I had to bring them back. I haven't used my caricatures for a while. So you guys seeing that? Are you guys seeing why I get so frustrated? I'm trying to teach you guys this shit. I can't tell you, I can't say stuff because I can't. There's things you can't say. But put this together. Can you see why I'm pissed off? I made a video for you guys saying, like, because guys, they told you to short gold and go into 2020. What if you bought gold and went long back when JP Morgan told you to short it in 2020? Back over, whatever, down here. Just say you got in at, what is it? What is it? Gold. Yeah, what if you bought shares back over? Now, it did dump. So, in fairness, it did dump pretty hard. That's a bad example. So, back here, when you said it was... What was that right in here? 1743. It did rip up to 2206. So obviously this is where guys, right? You know, everybody wants to buy and hold forever, right? You got to take profits along the way, right? Goes up, comes back down. Kind of does. Obviously we have Corona suddenly magically hit out of nowhere going into an election year and all this funky stuff, very crazy coincidental stuff. And then now gold just rips, you know? So now when do we short it? Do we short it now? Well, that's kind of weird. Do you want to short gold now when they say gold is going to go to $3,000? Or are they faking you out because they something else? Maybe Trump doesn't like gold and he likes silver, or he likes Bitcoin, or he likes something else. Or maybe nothing. Maybe Trump doesn't like metals and it's a fake out. So now they're telling you gold's going to go to $3,000. And what if the market actually... What if it's a trap, guys? What if that Bloomberg article is bullshit because they want you all buying gold right now because they know Trump's going to jack the market up, right? So if Trump rips the market and QEs it back to all-time highs, what might that do to gold? Gold may pull a fake out. Or, hold on, go with me, guys. Go with my brain here. This is going to be a way long video. Just think about this stuff. If gold's going to go to $3,000, it looks like it may be setting up right now. But what if the market frickin', you can see there's a rising wedge. Look at this, guys. There's a rising wedge on gold, and there's a rising wedge on the markets. Are they going to both go up together? Are they going to both fail? Or is one going to fail and one going to break out? I don't know, right? Because that's very odd. Look at this crazy rising wedge. So what if they say short gold? What if they are trying to trap people into buying gold now? What if Trump jacks up the market? Gold tanks down here because you buy up here. And then Trump jacks the market to all-time highs again. And then they start buying all the gold down here. What if Trump brings the market up to all-time highs at the election? After the election, market tanks, gold trades sideways here, and then gold double bottoms. What if gold double bottoms and goes to all-time highs, market double tops, falls right back down, Trump gets reelected, buys up all the gold, and gold freaking skyrockets. We go into a bear market in 2020. You guys seeing this shit? You got to think about this stuff. You have to pay attention to this stuff. Something's going on. It's just hard for me not to see. Like, this is a crazy rising wedge with gold as well as SPY. It's the same freaking kind of thing. You know, I mean, it's not as high, obviously, but you still have a rising wedge. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, guys, and I don't know what. I'm not saying, you know, again, if Trump props the markets up, doesn't mean he'll do it now. It could fail down here. In the summer, people might think, oh, Trump's down and out. What a terrible stock market. It's all the way down here. It's awful. People are depressed. And then he QEs it all the way back up here again. I don't know. But something, he's got tools to pay attention to. What is Trump's motive? Does he like gold? Does he like silver? Does he like Bitcoin? Does he like the dollar? That's my rant, and I just went way over time. Jeez. But for those that paying attention to listen, there's a lot for you to research there and see. And again, another thing, Nike, same pattern. Something's coming, guys. Something is coming. We're either going to have an epic dump or an epic pump. Something this election year is very interesting. You're welcome. Crypto. He was saying Bitcoin is a fraud while launching his own crypto. Now, let's see. Let's take a look at. I mean, there's a falling wedge. Draw the channel. You know. Is it going to go back up? Is it going to fail? You know? Something. But again, guys, you got to think common sense. Again, it doesn't, like I tell you guys, it doesn't matter whether you love Trump or you hate Trump. Right? If you're Donald Trump, would you do anything to change the actual stock market and how it works or anything? Would you make any major changes to it in your first term? Or would you wait to your second term? Makes common sense, guys. I would wait for my second term if I was to shake it up. But if he's controlling the Fed and that stuff now, he may be doing stuff behind the scenes, right? There's a thing, guys. No, I got to stop myself. Anybody ever hear of Sun Tzu? The concept of Sun Tzu, S-U-N-T-Z-U. If not, read about it. Concept. I heard Trump's into that stuff. There's many different sayings from that concept of to pay attention to. So everything he does, there's a method to his mat, whether you like him or you don't. If you're, again, you have to understand this stuff. A lot of people just think too emotionally. If they love Trump or they hate Trump, they don't actually think about what he's doing all the time. Right? Good and bad. So he may be using this to advantage right now, or he may not be. Everything's a play, but all of this stuff affects the stock market. Everything is all affected by it with everything that's going on. All right, so I might put Microsoft on. Kind of has a bullish harami. Let's take a look at an hourly. It's close. Guys, I just said, yeah. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helps somebody listening. Possible flag on daily. Watch for potential breakout with resistance between 50 to 200 SMA. Right here, the 50 to 200. So I'm watching to see, you'll see guys, these alerts that we do here. So just to clarify, these ones that I'm putting on the watch list here they're not the same trade alerts as we do for our real-time trade alerts right here. They're different. You can say, why are they different? Because with our real-time ones, we're trying to give you more time to get in and out. You know, Tim, Sig, Dan, they're doing longer term, because we don't want you to just kind of, especially with the volatility in the markets and stuff. Sometimes we'll be in and out quicker, but you'll see the ones that we do for the watch list. They move a lot quicker. So they're kind of more shorter term kind of swing trades. You can turn them into longer term. It's up to you. So that's where we're giving you the notes of, what we're looking for. You could decide to take the trade, but we're trying to give, a little bit more safer of when to enter and exit and give you a longer term to get in. Again, you can decide when you're going to take profits along the way, but you'll see the real-time alerts are different than the setups. The setups are what I'm doing right now. So something like this, who knows? It may trade sideways. It may fail right here before hitting support and then breaking out. Or it might break out. You might have a pop tomorrow and then it dumps back down. So these are more, or it could pop up and keep going, So that's why we put these alert levels, because there's also so many different strategies. You can trade shares, you can trade spreads, you can trade naked options, you can do debit spreads. There's so many different strategies on trading these. I already spent all my energy ranting. All right. On 298. Boom, right up there. Rising wedge on daily. Watch for potential continuation with resistance around 298. Right up around here. Microsoft, another one, rising wedge. $175 to 180. Rocky, I don't know if you just missed what I said. On swing trading shares, do you take your profit the next day? You have to look at the candlesticks, right? So if this goes up and kind of fails, then yes, but it could also continue up. That's where you got to look at reversals. And right now, with the swing trade watch list and with what's happened with Corona, it's not as cut and dry as like going up or coming down. You see like this is crazy stuff right now. And especially if you're just doing, you got to be very careful with naked options and stuff like that. If you're doing naked options like calls and puts, first of all, be very careful doing that. And if you are, then I would consider taking the pops until we can continue up and get above, you know, a new trend. We are moving up on the daily. It's just this stuff can mess with your options contracts. If you're doing spreads and stuff, that's a little different story. But if you're trading like an actual directional strategy with options, just got to be careful with the Greeks and stuff. Mike will explain that to you. All right, so this is so you'll like, again, you'll see, right? So like I'll put this up, this may go up here and double top and come right back down, right? So that's where you got to be very careful. And also, again, please don't trade any of our alerts at all if you don't know how to trade. Right? I know a lot of new traders will come in and they want trade alerts given to them. Not saying you want that at all, Rocky, but oh, stocks. Yeah, stocks are a little bit, you know, it's a little bit different, but it's still, you still have to be very careful with this stuff because look at guys, this is not, this is nuts. This is not like this. So if you were back, if we're talking where it's back over here, much more comfortable riding the trend. Right now, I would be, me personally, I'd be taking my profit because I don't know what the heck they're going to do. This is nuts. And you can see this thing could easily, I mean, you know, are they going to V bottom this thing up to all-time highs? Or is this going to bear flag and fail? You know what I mean? It could literally go either way. And that's why with me, I would take my profits along the way. This is not a normal time. You know, it's not a normal time. 175 to 180. Watch if support holds on daily and moves up with resistance between 175 to 180-ish. All right, so all that ranting was for just my large cap watches for tomorrow. But I'm sorry, guys, I'm not going to apologize for it because that's like, guys, it's what I just told you guys and I started a rant with is incredibly important stuff. And it's very important to research this stuff. Very important. So that's why, guys, I'm, you know, being very cautious with these things. And that's why, because you just don't know. There's no small, I mean, this is a small candlestick. Look at this is all right here is just a mess. The nicest risk candle that you got out of all it, maybe down here. This was nice over the 50. Maybe this one right down here. All this is just a mess, right? And speaking of mess, right, guys, a lot of you guys are probably going to say USO. Should I buy USO? I mean, there's talks that this ETF could just go bankrupt and belly up. Oil ETF. Where's the dip? Should you buy the dip? I don't know. Look at that. Those candles are terrible. Right? You got to be careful with the ETFs holding them. This ETF could completely blow up. They're already talking that it could go bankrupt. Is that true? Or are they doing it to screw people and say that it can go bankrupt, shake everybody out, and then they buy the freaking thing up? I don't know. I mean, look at it. Just look at it. It's not looking so hot. Freaking USO is like a penny stock right now. So if I were you and like looking at something USO, I might day trade it, but gotta be careful buying and holding shares, especially options contracts. I don't know what they're gonna do. You know, I don't know. Trump's probably talking tonight. He might say something good or bad about oil. You know, and it could pump or dump it again. That help out, Rocky? You're welcome. AMD was like NVIDIA, like I was just kind of showing. AMD was kind of like NVIDIA. This may be cup and handling. It looks good. It's just a little bit overextended off the 9 EMA, but this thing kind of runs like this. This may be cup and handling. See if it can break out above that. I mean, it looks good, but it's just a little bit overextended. But, I mean, this could easily break out. All right, let's try to build the day trade watch list for tomorrow. Let me try to zoom in on this stuff here. Take my glasses off. Maybe. I don't know if I like that one. Oop. Might be a biotech stock creeping in here. This one may be setting up. This one may be kind of inverse head and shoulders. This one may get a pump. Cala. Might put that one on there. So it kind of broke out. Came back and retested. This one may get another pump back up. Maybe setting up right here. Kind of a flat top, inverse head and shoulders. $7.50, $8. All right. Possible inverse head and shoulder. I can see several patterns. Head and shoulders on 1 hour. Watch for potential breakout with resistance between $7 to $8.18 ish. So what I'm looking for is if price can kind of break out above that 660-ish level, then you can see resistance around 710, 750 is $8. Cala. It's a biotech. Oh, no news. Who knows? Maybe they'll have some news coming out. Might get a pump. Yeah. So PDX says USO was the #1 held stock on Robinhood yesterday. No offense to those bag holders. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's the problem, right? You know, a lot of Robinhood traders, no offense, they don't have as much money, right? That's why they're, a lot of them use Robinhood. Robinhood is a cheap stock, or, USO is a cheap stock. They think oil, but they're not realizing it's the ETF, and they could blow up the ETF. And then they could be left bag holding. If you ask me what to do with USO, I have no clue. They're saying that what I'm reading is that they can go bankrupt. But guys, it's not a normal time. They can tell you it's going to go bankrupt and then buy it all up. Maybe the Fed buys it up. Maybe they do something with it. Just like they tell you to short gold, and now gold's going to go to 3,000 an ounce. Why the hell would you tell me to short gold? That's bullshit. It's just bullshit. And you guys are like, what do? I trust all my money with my financial advisor. What do? They tell me what to do. Meanwhile, the financial advisor doesn't know what the hell they're doing many times because the financial advisor most of them don't know how to read a freaking stock chart. What do? They report up to a bank. Do banks know how to read a stock chart? You bet your ass they do. They'll pretend they don't. Because when you call their customer service, they're going to tell you to buy and hold and just keep it there long term. Even when the market's at all-time highs. To screw you. Not right, guys. Not right. Huh. This is interesting. Maybe. This one maybe. Buyers may be coming in there. Let's look at the hourly. Creeping up, possible flag in the hourly. 640 to 725. 650 to 725. That's what I was telling you guys. Like, these are like the stuff we put on our watch list. They're kind of like, they're like day trades, swing trades, kind of like they kind of creep and they slowly grind and they slowly go along. These things probably won't, they're going to be a lot less likely to pump and dump. They're not going to be as exciting as the one on TradeID is, but if you're kind of like trying to trade small cap stocks, like this thing may just slowly grind up, you know, it may just kind of go up a little bit, kind of go up, then it shoots up, you know, comes back down, and it may be kind of like day trade, swing trades, many of these, right? So you can see, might be holding support, might be looking to move. If this thing goes up from $6 off to 650, that could be a potential 50-cent move, you know? 650 to $7 range. Watch if angular support holds and moves up on daily with resistance between 650 to 7-ish. CSTM. All right, this might be a penny stock right here. Goes up, hits support. This may be looking to get a pump for a breakout. Although that doesn't look so hot in the hourly. But could be doing an inverse head and shoulders-ish. It is rejecting. I don't like that. But it's possibly holding support. I try to get a penny stock on for you guys, like one that's a sub $1 stock. That actually may be one because it's kind of a doji-ish. 58 up to, I might actually put this one on. I don't like it on the hourly, but again, it's a penny stock. These things pump and dump all the time. So this one may hold. I just want to see if it can hold the 72. I might put this one on. Again, penny stocks are not my style, guys. I try to put this on to appease diverse, you know, you'll see ones, you know, $5 and $6. I try to get one or two, you know, sub $1. Because if this thing pops up 10 cents and you scalp, you know, 5 to 10 cents of it, there's a lot of people. There's tons of people that trade these sub $1 stocks, you know. I'm doing more end of day stuff, Rocky. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I'm doing more like webinar style stuff and everything. So I do like this watch lists. So I'm doing a lot more of the watch list this week. So I'll probably do more watch list videos. Angel helps us on doing watch lists when she's around. Then I'll probably do some more webinars. So yeah, that's when you'll typically get more of my rants when I do watch lists, because then I get triggered a lot, like stuff like this. When I'm doing webinars, usually I'm on point. When I'm doing a webinar, that's when I'm getting you like rock solid content, because I have an intention, right? I keyword everything, put it up on YouTube. We love YouTube. We love Google. And then when I'm doing a webinar, I look 10 years out and I say, I'm making this webinar so I can help hundreds of thousands of people over a 10-year period, 20-year period. That video's there, it's out there. Whereas this video right here, a few hundred people will see it. So then I don't mind, I'll go on my rants or whatever. But when I'm doing my webinars, it's keyword, I'm like locked in. You'll get a lot of good content. When I'm doing my watch list videos, if you want rants, that's when you'll probably get them. And if you want some good rants, here you go. I'll give you, you want some good rants? Let's see. I made some good rants recently. Whew. There's some good one on this one. I'll give you the. Is there? Coronavirus. Here's a good rant. Coronavirus was a good rant. I think I did this. Oh, no, wait a second. You want a good rant? Here's my best. Here was my meltdown. Did you see this one, Rocky? This is a huge meltdown. This is my most epic rant of all time. You want the best rant I've ever done? This is the one that you want to go to.
If you're the type of trader who has done everything out there and still can't find consistent results in your trading, this video is going to be a big help. Listen, I've been in this industry long enough to know that over 90% of traders just don't make it.
Yeah.
How? Why? Because they're all doing the same thing as everybody else, which is indicators, patterns, even options and penny stocks. I mean, these things just don't make consistent results. Why?
This guy doesn't like me, I guess.
There is no edge.
YouTube's. So watch this.
So we're gonna build a watch list for tomorrow.
Yeah,
today.
that guy. Yeah.
That guy's saying I was in a very pissy.
Meanwhile,
mood today. I'm gonna try not to.
He doesn't have much of a business when you look up his rankings. No offense, but hey, just because people don't have good rankings doesn't mean they're not a good company. Just because someone has good rankings doesn't mean they're a good company. Right? Makes sense. Sorry, that was my rant. So you watched that video, Ichimoku? Yes, I do. I made one video in Ichimoku. Oh, you watched that one? Thank you. Yeah, that was the one. I had a complete meltdown on that one. That was my best triggering of all time. Ichimoku. All right, yeah, you guys got to... Okay, guys, this is when I was like... Hold on. This is Dan's favorite video I did. Guys, you got to admit, this is not me, but like, look at it. This is our most highest viewed of all time video. I did this one several years ago when I was just getting started with Bullish Bears, and I was doing it webinar format. This is a good one. This is a good start. Listen to it.
All right. Good evening, everybody. So, giving you the presentation you've all been waiting for on the Ichimoku cloud. Guys, I'm not sure your level of experience. We have a lot of newbies in our trading group. If you're not part of our Facebook training.
I mean, guys, what do I say that? All right, everybody, giving you the presentation you've all been waiting for. I mean, who says that? But people like it, guys. Look at that one. 150,000 views. Look at that. I ain't doing that anymore. I'm too cool for that now. I'd say, what's up, everybody? But actually, maybe I will say, all right, everybody, giving you the stock watch list video you've all been waiting for. I am your host, Lucian, SS Esquire, as Dan would say. All right, penny stock, let's finish this one. 57 up to 72. What the heck just happened? All right, so possible flag on daily watch for potential pump with resistance around around 70 cents. Guys, I don't know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. I got to figure out what I'm eating for dinner. Can't go out and get takeout anymore because I just might get Corona every time I leave the house. You're welcome. Guys, I do want to do a video. Some like my ultimate dream is, let's see here. My ultimate dream is to do a spoof video on Bali. I want to go out to Bali, get a videographer, and do every cliche of an Instagrammer and a ooh, there we go. That might be something to look at right here. I might like this one. See, this kind of pulls back, kind of has a flag. Kind of like this a little bit. Might be getting a squeeze, getting ready to go up 221. Yeah, but that's the only problem is it doesn't really give you much room. I'd like a little bit more room above the 50 SMA. I mean, it could still continue. What is the hourly saying? This one may up to 250. Yeah, it's not as much from. This is what I'm looking for, though. Stuff like this, guys. I just wanted a little bit more room, not to resistance. So I want to go to do a spoof. I want to go out to Bali and do every spoof on it and make fun of all the, like, the whole industry. Like, go out there and, like, maybe I would purposely not be in shape. Maybe I would do, like, a dad bod, a big gut or something like that where, like, you know, maybe I'll be, like, super, like, not tan, be out of shape. And just make video, like a whole video, just like making fun of Bali and all the things. Maybe get like rent a Lambo, rent a private, just like every cliche. I want to do a video on that just to have fun with it. That's my dream, to do something like that. The other thing I was thinking of doing was making the videos and then make it like go to like a swamp. And then, like, so do every cliche. So, like, have, like, go to a swamp and pretend, hey, guys, I'm sitting here at Bali. But then you're like, no, it's not. That's the swamp in the background. It's dirty. Or, hey, guys, how do you like my Lambo? And I'll get, like, a 30-year-old car. That's the way I kind of would. That's my advertising I want to do. And just kind of do, like, funny shit like that. But at some point, I might do that. Those types of videos. That's my style. So maybe watch out. Someday we might do videos and you'll see me, like, what's up, guys? Like, I do my cribs one, so you guys see. I just have a basic one-bedroom apartment. I live here to the day I die. I could care less. It's a one-bedroom apartment. You know, it's nothing fancy. But then I'll be like, hey, guys, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Welcome to my crib. And then you come in and it's just in a living room. I have a freaking palm. I have a, what the hell? I don't even, a bamboo. I have like a 10-foot tall bamboo umbrella in my living room, right? It's tacky as hell, but maybe it's taller than that. I don't even know. It's a freaking, and then I have a picture of, like, you know, I bought some pictures from the Ukraine of that look like Bali. I like beach pictures. It's a basic one-bedroom apartment. I drive a Honda Accord, so I'd be like, hey guys, what's up? Hanging out in my Lambo. No, it's really just my Honda Accord. Look at my crib here. It's nothing, right? It's nothing fancy here. I don't give a crap about fancy. I really don't. All right. Hold on. Let me finish this, and then, because I'm never gonna get this video done. Rocky, I'm gonna answer that question because I know there's other people gonna be like, dude, your video is just way too long. I can't please everybody. That's a good question. I'll answer that in one moment. 382 to 440. This may be holding support. I just want to find one more after this. Watch if support holds on daily and gets a pump with resistance around 50 SMA on daily. Rocky, I'll get to you. Let me find one more because my brain has to find one more. BRFS. I like 5, ideally. That one might be interesting. Pump up. Let's see. Ooh. AMRN. Let's turn it. This one might be interesting. It's a gold stock. Goro. All right. Gold stock. Gold mining stock, I think. Mining stock. Hammer off 50 SMA on daily. Watch for potential continuation and see if price can get above 200 SMA. Dang it. That 200 SMA. All right, so that's Goro. Okay, so now I think I'm officially done with the watch list. So those that are listening that don't want to listen to anything other than stocks, you could probably stop watching me. But actually, you know what? I'll want to do live stream. Yeah, so if you're listening on YouTube, you could shut me off if you don't want to listen. But yeah, as far as like stock market and learned it, I was sick and tired of corporate America. I was in sales working with Dan. We worked together, and I had no clue about stocks whatsoever. And then one day I was like, hey, let me get into penny stocks. And then I literally, I'm not even joking. I went to Fidelity and I went to their market research tool, and I looked at literally the most garbage, the worst stocks on the entire planet that you could possibly trade. And I looked at the cheapest penny stocks that had like hot, like bigger, like they were probably like under whatever, 2 or 3 cents, that had 52-week highs that may have been $3 or $4 or $5. Like you're talking the crappiest stocks on the planet. And then I just literally slinged money at it. I just bought a whole bunch of them. So I just diversified and I just bought a bunch, right? I didn't know what I was doing. And I made several $1,000s in a few weeks. Didn't realize until years later it was complete luck because I bought at a bottom. I had no clue what support and resistance was. I got lucky and I bought at a bottom and I made money. And then after that I was hooked. And then I started getting a jam where I wasn't making money. It was like trading sideways and I started losing money. I'm like, well, this sucks. What do I do? And then I started learning options and I started taking a person's course on options. And that's how we found Tim. And I'd never met Tim before. And we liked Tim. Tim was in a Facebook group. And, it gets good. So Tim was in this other person's Facebook group. And Tim was always in there every day, like just giving this unbelievable value just away for free. And I had kind of like a business entrepreneur brain mindset in the past. So I had I had several businesses that never worked out. But I learned the skill set and, how to do business from all the failed ventures. And I was like, this guy, Tim, this guy's on the money with options. This guy's awesome. And then I was like, and then I worked with Dan. I was like, Dan, why don't we start a business in the stock market? That's how my brain worked. So God's honest truth, guys. Dan we actually have a Facebook group right now, Bullish. It's not called Bullish Bears. It's called Stock Market Community. You can say, why don't you call it Bullish Bears? Because I'm not stupid. Because the whole reason why, if you guys want to know, cat's out of the bag. The reason why we've never called our Facebook group Bullish Bears is strictly because people go to Facebook, and when they want to learn about the stock market, they type in what? Stock market. Hence, we became one of the largest communities on Facebook for trading. And that's how we started out. And that's how we exploded over the past several years. And it was strictly from that. And then we obviously put a crap ton of content. Obviously, you see all the stuff we put out there. But we actually, Dan and I, God's honest truth, we never met Tim. And we formed an LLC with Tim. We actually we started Bullish Bears without ever meeting Tim. That's how much confidence we had in Tim. Tim's a rock star. So it worked out well. And then, screw it. I don't even care. I'll tell you the rest of it. Then I got hooked. So I was done with corporate America sales. I was doing sales my entire life. And so, it's true story. My boss, who I was close with, I'm super close with my boss. He knew I was doing the business stuff on this. He knew. He still kept me as a sales rep, even though I'm doing all this stuff. He kept me on. Poor guy. I love, to this day, he's the best boss I ever had. I built a couple business. Like, I had not just I'm doing Bullish Bears on the side, trading, doing the stuff, trying to do a sales job. I was like I pissed my sales manager off, and he loved me to death because I did enough to get by, but I would hurt his quota because I'm not doing the sales. I'm literally trading on the job, working from home, trading, doing Bullish Bears. I'm doing all that stuff, right? And he still kept me on. And then I was done. I had snapped. So we were, I don't even know, maybe a year plus in or at that point. And we're starting to get going. And I was done. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I literally went to my boss, and I love him. And I was like, I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, I can't do this anymore, but I don't want to quit. So I need you to fire me so I can collect unemployment. God bless him, man. He did it for me too. So he actually, and I was on the edge with sales. He was going to keep me going. He was trying to get me to hold on. This is like how loyal he was. I was literally screwing him. I'm not trying to screw him. It's corporate America, right? They don't give a crap about me. I don't care about them. You're in it for the paycheck. Corporate America will cut your throat. You guys know. They'll cut your throat all day long. But I didn't want to screw him because he was always awesome to me. So that was my dilemma. So every day I'd feel like crap because I'd be doing, Bullish Bears and trading and all that. And I felt guilty because it affects his quota. And he's trying to still keep me on. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So he listened to me, and he actually fired me. So I was building Bullish Bears on unemployment. And that was when I went through the whole phase of designing merchandise. That's a whole other wound I'm not going to get into. I spent all my unemployment time not really doing Bullish Bears. I was designing merchandise, trying to build a merchandise brand. You guys all wanted the merchandise. I spent hundreds of hours on merchandise, and nobody bought the merchandise. I blew my entire unemployment on on designing merchandise that never sold. Then unemployment was out, and then I had some savings, and I lived off of my savings and built Bullish Bears, and then it's been obviously just growing ever since, and that's kind of the story. We've just kind of evolved. And guys, like the people you see, like, so me, Tim, and Dan are the owners. And again, like I said, we put Tim on an LLC, never met the guy. We have now, obviously, but at the time we never met him. But Rose, Signet. Angel was my friend, so I was friends with Angel. So she's come aboard, but like, she's basically everything you've seen written on the entire website is from Angel, basically. And then Rose, Mike, I always want to call him Signet. It's Mike. Rose, Mike, and Creed all came from the community. So the guys that you see streaming every day all came from our Facebook group, basically, essentially. And now it's going great, so we're continuously growing. But all this stuff, guys, you see on the website, we're not some everything you see on this website. I mean, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Our website, listen, first of all, I designed it. It's not great. I'd say it's okay. I'm not even going to say it's good. Comparative to what it was a year or two ago, our website a year or two ago was shit. It was complete garbage. But people don't care. It's unbelievable, guys. The website's okay. But so eventually, someday we'll get somebody that will be able to do it good. But all the stuff you see written and done and designed, it's all like me, Dan, and Angel doing it. So we don't... In fairness, we try paying people to do shit, but then they don't do it right. So if you're a great web designer listening, we are interested. I would like somebody to take our website someday and actually make it look good, but not screw us, because the last person we tried to paid them a lot of money and they did a terrible job. And that's why a lot of people said, hey, where did Lucian go for the past year? Lucian was learning website design. That was not fun. Lucian doesn't want to be a web designer anymore. So that's why I got it self-sufficient. If you don't like our website, guys, it is, I don't like it. It's blah. It's it works. But nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit about the website, right? The people like our community because so that's kind of like Dan always said, we're like the garage, the Seattle garage band of trading companies, like the Nirvana's back. We do it all ourselves. Right? It's us. Eventually we'll get a website person and this stuff and yada, yada, but we're all kind of the homegrown team. Does that answer your question, Rocky? Hold on. You know what? That's epic. I hope you give your old boss good stop tips now. Oh, God. That's a good one. I warned him the stuff I've been telling you guys the past few months. I warned him several months ago, and he took a bath. That really broke my heart a lot, because he could have sold when I was warning him back in December and be in much better position. Now he's not. So hopefully it goes back up. So, all right, this video is long enough. I'll talk to you guys in the trade room for a few minutes more. YouTube, when we stop, I'll stop the recording right now.